Good morning. It's Thursday, July 14th, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong. This morning we have our foundation sets 1 through 9. And I want to pay special attention this morning to the idea behind what we're practicing. That Qigong, and put that down, that Qigong is intended to help us develop our own internal Qi and to help us develop in Wudang Qigong, because it's dynamic, to help us develop that energy that we want to be able to use and retain. I'm thinking how to say this. The idea, and I beat up on this in Bawa class the other day, the idea that there is only one way, that you must do things this way, and only this way, and if you don't do things this way, it's wrong, is absurd. There are I'm going to ballpark, I guess, hundreds of Qigong practices. They're not the same. They're not. Just like Tai Chi, Xingyi, Bagua, everybody's got a teacher. They studied with the teacher. They learn from the teacher. And then they, if they're going to develop, then they make it their own and they do what they need to do with it. And they become a teacher, and then they have students, and they have that progress, that lineage, and that learning aren't the same for everybody. They're not. And the idea that this system should be imposed on this other system because the person lacks a fundamental understanding of both, because they're judgmental, because, yeah, whatever the reason, that's foolish, and it is counter. I'm trying to think how to say this. It's counter to what everything I've learned represents. This only one way. There's only one way to do this. No, there's not. There's not. For every teacher who learned and studied some more, there's a difference. The people that I studied with, my classmates that I studied with, we all are a little bit different. We're learning from the same teacher, but we move differently. We think differently. We don't have the same diet. we don't have the same physical form, right? I'm female. This person over here is male. We're not the same, right? That difference, and recognizing that that difference exists, that what I teach is a little bit different than what my Kung Fu brother is going to teach, because, well, he's male, and he's learned differently than I have. He wasn't in my dance class. He wasn't with me when I was learning Yang style Tai Chi. He doesn't know anything about that because he was learning something else. Now, he doesn't tell me that what I've learned is of no value. It's different. These variations, these differences matter. Because who we are, female, male, older, younger, who we are has to become part of what we do, or the other way around if you prefer. What we do has to become part of who we are. That integration, this is who I am, this is my practice, and they're connected. It's not, and I use this example, practice is over here. I'm going to do this thing. I'm over here with this practice. I'm going to do this thing. That person will never achieve an advanced level because they're only ever doing a thing. We're going to do it this way, and I got to do it this way, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. They're still doing a thing. It's not who they are. It's not inside. It's not been brought in so that it's part of who they are. It's a thing. My teaching, everything I've learned, at some point in your practice, if you're going to continue your practice and you want to advance, you have to integrate what you're doing with who you are. There's no, there's no other way. I'm tripping over this a little bit because it seems so obvious to me, but apparently it does need some explanation. So that's what we're doing. This, how do I ask this all the time, how do I feel? What does that feel like? What should we be paying attention to? Okay. So if we're paying attention to minutia, oh, you have to do this thing this way every time because this is it's not that we don't pay attention, but that must be, gotta do it this way, gotta do it this way, gotta do it this way. Oh, no, I don't. What I need to do is to practice in harmony, in balance with everything else that I'm doing. So I talked about this in the context of practicing when you're angry, practicing when you're happy. Too much emotion is difficult to manage. It is. And negative or positive really, but negative emotion, if we cultivate that, that's what we're cultivating, right? And this. Why do you want to do that? Why would you want to cultivate negative? I don't. So, as we pay attention, we also need to be able to relax a little bit. This is my smile. It really is important. We're going to start stretches now. Bend the knees. I'm still talking, but we're getting going. And if you notice that, this is something that is normal for most of my training, study. We come to class, talk a little bit. How's things going? Everything's good. And we're warming up at the same time. Feet about shoulder width apart. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Open the arms. Hands circle to the front. And back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out. Bend the knees. Again. Roll up through the back. Yeah, reach out again. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. All right, we have this idea that we want to bring in, we want to integrate what we're doing here, our practice, with who we are. What makes you feel comfortable? What makes you feel comfortable? I've taught this lesson before, but I'm going to teach it again. What makes you feel comfortable? We want to use that today. This sense of peacefulness, quiet, the idea that what I'm doing is natural, not forced, not excessive, and is balanced. So pick a spot. For me, I've got a couple, all right? Excuse me. One of them is a forest. And there's a park not too far from here that actually has a forest. And this forest has water. There's a spring, bubbling well, that forms a lake that feeds a river. And early in the morning, very early, there is a peacefulness and a type of quiet. There's birds and there's water moving and there's other sounds. But there is very little noise. Sound and noise, different thing. Right? Very little noise. The distracting stuff that makes you not want to pay attention. Right? This is that time of day. Early morning. Sun's not quite up yet. The water and the trees. For me, that's very peaceful. I'm going to use that image today. You have one of yours. Let's get started. Ladies, right hand on the outside, gentlemen, left hand on the outside. Breathe in. As you breathe, think about that quiet place that you find comfortable, and that you find peaceful. Take that quality of quiet peacefulness and apply it to your breathing, apply it to your movement. So that as you move, there's no effort, no exertion. Everything is quiet. 2 more. And separate. Down on both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Pushing the mountain. Breathe in. Breathe out. Same thing. This quiet, peaceful, natural surroundings. Just a little bit of a breeze, maybe. Open the back. Sink the hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Smile. Think about in your image, in that idea, what flows, what moves. For me, the water moves, the tree leaves move. There's a little bit of a breeze. And as I'm moving, that peaceful, quiet, early morning forest becomes part of the way that I move. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Last time. Breathe in. Hands down on both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to keep going. I mention this because this theme for today, this quiet stillness, this peaceful, for me, this peaceful forest with the spring and the stream, has an additional benefit of helping to clear the mind. Because as you focus on this one image, everything else goes away. Breath to pay attention to, relaxed movement, no strain to the movement today. No, we're not going to work physical. Today we're paying attention to how quietly we can move. Breathe in. Log your spine. Breathe out. Hands up along both sides. Down to the knees. Raise the arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open through the back. Open through the chest. As you extend the arms. Very little effort, as little effort as possible. Connect the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice and easy. whatever the extent of your movement, so how low your knees bend, should be quiet with no extra effort. Nice and easy. 2 more. Last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in, palms up. Hands down on both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels, and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. And breathe out. Excuse me. That's the effort that we make, and again, this is for today, the effort that we make in practice changes from day to day. I talked about this at the beginning. There's no one absolute, you must do this way each and every time. You got to do this thing, one. No, you don't. You don't. No. Go away. And that's what that meant. The ability to continue your practice requires this integration. Who am I? What do I want to do? What do I want to achieve? How do I think? How do I feel? Everything comes together in our practice. So, I used this before. My teacher, Professor Leo, likes tea. I don't like tea that much. I'll drink a cup of tea, but iced tea maybe in the summertime, but not so much. I like coffee. So he can have tea, and I have coffee. And I shouldn't tell him he has to drink coffee unless he wants to. Would you like some coffee? Here you go. Right? You can be offered, but he doesn't. No, I don't want to drink that. All right? We have that same idea in our practice. We have to. You don't practice anything for 30 years, 40 years, 50, 60 in his case, and not make it part of who you are. That separate, I'm doing this thing over here, is the outward appearance that in our practice, we want to disregard. Quiet the mind, quiet the heart. When the heart is quiet, the mind can be still. When the mind is still, we can let go of appearances. We can disregard the appearance and see clearly. That clarity, if you look at, this is the outward appearance, this is the way that you must practice, you must do this thing, this is the way it's done, you have to do it this way. No, you don't. That's an appearance. That's the appearance of. The real understanding, the real skill, it's not Breathe in, breathe out. It's not this exercise, that exercise. It's not cultivate. It's cultivating the whole person. Oh, you can't have tea right now because it's not the right time of day, and you have to have, well, if you're drinking tea at night and you wanted to go to sleep, yeah, it's not the right time of day, but you can still do it. All right? That regimented, restricted, must be only this one way. That's kind of boring. For me, as we develop what we're doing, right? I'm going to turn around, we're going to do wild goose flying, diagonal flying, right? As we develop what we're doing, we integrate the breath with the movement, and we integrate who we are with what we're doing. So, I'm here, I'm teaching. I like teaching. I'm having a good time with this whole series. I've been doing this for a couple years now. I like it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be doing it. Ho! If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. If you can't find those things that you like, that you enjoy, that you want to do in the art, you need to be learning a different art. Or you're not learning with a teacher that's giving you what you need. Or you've still got the sense of, I want it to be this way. It must be. This stops you. That thought that it must be only this one way, that will stop you from learning anything. I've seen lots of Qigong. I mentioned hundreds of styles, perhaps. I haven't seen hundreds. I've seen dozens. Nobody practices the same way exactly. And if you speak Chinese, because most of my experience was in China, you go with the people after class, and the teacher will expound on whatever, and it was always his perspective might be. I did that. We have class in the morning, we go have breakfast, we talk about what we learned, we talk about other things, we talk about the history of the art, talk about what we should be practicing. Right? That human aspect of practice is something that we, if we're going to advance, we have to acknowledge, we have to accept, and we have to embrace. It's who we are. Now, maybe you want to change your diet. And I'm going to say, I'm going to just drink tea now. I'm not going to have any more coffee. I'm going to just drink tea. I could decide to do that. I don't want to, but I could. We have those choices to make. And when we integrate that, here's my choices, here's what I've done, here's my practice, here's what I want to do. When we integrate both of those, we gain the ability to advance both as a human, who I am. I can develop that. This is my practice. I'm going to connect them, and I'm going to develop them together. That whole, I'm a whole being. I'm not this part, this part, this part, this part. Bringing that whole together isn't something that somebody else can tell you. I can't tell you how to do that. I can tell you how I did it. I can show you where there are methods that will help you to do that. I can offer guidance. You're at this point and you need to get to this point. Okay, here's some things that you can practice. I can't do it for you. You're the one who has to do that. Just like my practice, I'm the one who has to do that. So, what do you like? What's going to make your practice, what's going to make your practice something that you want to continue? That answer, not always easy to find, that's the one that will give you the insight that you need to keep going. And with that, the side effect is practice starts to be more integrated with who you are. I can't stress that enough. And I need to have something to clear my throat, so there's that. Alright, so back to this quiet, go back to the part, quiet image. Paying attention to the least effort possible as we move. So everything's natural and relaxed and quiet. That sense of flowing water. It's not rushing. We're not in the rapids here. This is nice, gentle flow. Right? Just a little bit. A couple of birds. Owl fable, diagonal flying. Feet about shoulder width apart. Shoulders down. Pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shift right, open the left, up, and down. Come back to center. Shift left, open right. Breathe in. And breathe out. Nice and quiet. Little breeze. Some birds flying overhead. Open back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Think about those birds. Not small birds. And as the wings open, it's very natural. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Quiet. Connected. Focus on that image. And last time. And breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Hands down along both sides, pull up to the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. This, I said something just now, and I need to clarify that. The image that I have is this forest with a stream, and there are several types of large birds that pass through. Right? The motion of the wings as the bird is flying, right? That sense of natural movement. It's natural for the bird's wings to move. It's flying, right? That quiet sense, very quiet. It's not forced. It's not predetermined. It's allowed. Allow the movement to happen. Palm supporting heaven. Toe angle. Feet about shoulder width apart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice and quiet. And press up. And turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. To the center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Relax through the back. Relax the breath. Don't force it. Just breathe. Coordinate the breath with the movement. Make it part of the movement. So that moving and breathing are not separate. Use the breath, physical breath, to direct the movement. Connect the physical breath with the internal breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Relax through the back. Use the waist. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Hands up. Palms up. Press down on both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push. Both sides. Shift right. Open the left toes. Push. And return. Shift. Right side. Same idea as we've been working on all morning. That image that you have, quiet, peaceful. No effort to the movement. say it, no extra effort. Everything's quiet. Use the breath. The physical breath, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax through the whole body. Pay attention to the mid-back. Open it. Allow it to work the legs and the arms. Now, I'll talk about that in a minute. Breathe. Relax the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Smile. 2 more. Last time, stay centered. As you move, return to your center. Hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. Breathe out. Alright, relax for a second. The reference that I just made to the mid-back. So, give or take right about here-ish, is the Jiaji. It's one of the 3 gates in the back. Mingmen, Jiaji, Yujin. When we open and use the breath to move the body, okay, so we're trying to stop physical breath, moving the physical body. You got to start someplace, right? Connect the physical breath with the movement, then connect the internal breath with the connect the physical breath with the physical movement. Connect the internal breath, the qi, with the physical breath. Then connect the qi with the physical movement. See, kind of how it works. Alright, that opening. Right here. This area right here. Give or take. A little bit further up. Okay, and I can't, kind of where my fingers are and where my hand is. This whole area of the back. Controls your legs and your arms. Deep muscles, not the superficial ones, the deep ones next to the spine. Get your anatomy books out and look at it. As we relax and open, if we can open this whole area of the back to breathe, physical breath, use the back, use those muscles, nice and easy, everything else will move. Very little effort is needed. If you're still focused on what am I doing with my fingertips out here, this internal part, using the deep muscles in the back, being able to develop the connections, not going to happen. Use this idea now, this part of the back, 四上翻张, turning palm. Breathe in, breathe out. Shift, palms up, and press out. Open the back, open that mid-back section, Use it. Excuse me. I was still doing push. And up. Open the mid-back. Allow the small muscles to drive the movement. And notice that I said allow. And if you try and force it, it's not going to happen. You have to allow it to happen. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open the back. Nice and easy. Still in that quiet, for me, that quiet forest, early morning. A little bit of water flowing through. Not too hot, not too cold. Comfortable. Easy. Keep going. As little effort as possible. Whatever the extent of the movement, it's quiet. Breathe in, breathe out. 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 Smile. Two more. Use the back. Don't think about what your hands are doing. Think about what your back is doing. Two more. And last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften the breath. Breathe in. Hands down along both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Breathe in. Holding the ball. Use the back, not the hands. Open. Come back to center. Hold ball. Ward off, pull down. Open the back as you move. Open the back. Use the back to move the leg and the arm. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Connect the breath through the movement, physical breath, extends through the movement. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open the back, open the breath. Keep going. Breathe. Quiet. Nice and quiet. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. The only part that should be working is that mid-back. Everything else follows. Last time. Hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Pipagong, breathe in. Breathe out. Shift. Same spot. Except it's working a little bit more now. Open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come back. Open the back. Use that small of the back. Use the small muscles in the back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open. And come back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Use the back, not the hands. Last time. Hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. Relax. This using the small muscles in the back. Paying attention to being quiet. And having an image that you find comfortable are techniques that we use to help build our capacity, our understanding of how the body works, how the breath works, and how we can connect the movement to the internal breath, the qi. Without that quiet, without that sense of peaceful, quiet, comfortable. The ability to relax enough to go in and find those little muscles, we don't have. It doesn't work. Right? First we quiet. Then we can start to connect. That skill is pervasive. If you can't quiet the mind, quiet the heart, quiet the breath, still the body, quiet the body, nothing else will come. And that idea that you have to let it come, that you can't try and grab it, I can try and grab this, I can keep trying. I'm just push it further and further away. It's a driftwood on that water, and I'm reaching over there, I'm trying to get it, I want to get that. I push it away. I have to let it come. Allowing body to relax, allowing the breath to relax, allowing the mind to relax, using that nice, comfortable image, gives us that we're trying to grab. It be quiet. Let it go. What will happen, instead of looking out there, start to look inside. That's where you're going to find what you need for your practice. It's not out there. It's in here. I will be back tomorrow with the advanced set. This wasn't beginner level, by the way. Being able to do this is not beginner level. Just let you know. It's simple physically. It's relatively simple mentally to get that picture and stay with it. The movements, if we know them, if we don't know them, it's a little trouble, but if we know them, relaxing and just doing the movements, yeah, we can do that. Let it come. Tomorrow, that idea, just relax and let it come, use the small muscles, and this is not beginner level. Okay? This may be foundation sets, but the skill to do that, not beginner. So, just keep that in mind. Don't. If it worked for you, great. If it didn't, keep it in mind that this was not beginner level material. So, give yourself credit for what you were able to accomplish, what you were able to do, and understand that as you practiced today, whatever you did today, as you went through that practice, the skill that you had improved. Advanced sets tomorrow, 10 through 18. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week, Bagua. Qigong on Thursday and Friday. I hope you'll join me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.